Super Nintendo World. How you doing, everybody? This is Jason. It's fun in video games. Bringing you today. Let's play some. Nope. Down the rabbit hole. Nope. eBay time. Nope. Thrift Time and Finds Volume 51. It has been 2 years. 2 very long years since I put up a video. Has it been that long since I hit the thrift? No, sir, ma'am, it has not. Been there a few times, but just haven't put together a video. Not really much that we found out in the wild. A few cool things, but jobs and time and energy and old and whatever the hell's going on with me today. That's what's going on. So kid was like, hey, my daughter was like, hey, I need a new video. I need a new video. We need a new video. I need a new computer desk. Or a new computer desk. Whatever the hell you call it. I said, oh, cool. I mean, I don't really need that, but maybe you do. Sure, cool. Well, where are we going to get it? Big box retailer? Nah. Where do I get most of my stuff? These things that you see here. Except for that. And not that. But these two things. Among other things I've had in the past. Get at the thrift. Low prices and usually pretty good quality. Can't complain. I mean, I had countless amounts of things from the thrifts over the years. Ducks and a couple other things. I think that Burger King crown, or not the Burger King crown, but the crown, might have been from a costume or something at some point. But this thing was definitely one of my best things. I mean, look at that. You can't beat that, other than that big giant awful thing I had in here before. That's cool for putting big stuff up, but little stuff, it just gets in the crevices. I'm going way off topic here. I'm really excited. I figured that this matches up with the 300 subscribers that we have. Thank you very much. I figured it was time to go to the thrift. Bring you along with me. Let's not just do a wrap up and talk and enter it up. Let's see what's going on in the thrifts. I don't know how many we're going to, but those dogs are pretty upset that we're leaving. What can I say? Usually on my days off, I just hang out with the pups and the kids and the wife. Of course, not in that order. They're crazy, right? Yeah, they're right outside that door. Yeah, we will. Well, we'll be back once we get to the thrift, or maybe some driving or something, and they're not happy. Sega CD, cause it's awesome, baby. Let's go. Let's start. Good way I don't travel too much, but let's see what we can get.
Wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
We're back. And if I look a little different and got the haircut, it's because a little time has passed. Life happens. What are you going to do? It is what it is. We had a great time at the Thrift. We went to a couple of different ones. Obviously, the videos that you were shown before this, as I try to make this make sense now that I've done this in 2 separate days. Now you'll be able to see some stuff that I always have seen for a long time and kind of getting out there and doing my thing. I don't normally record as much in stores as this. It's just not something I do. I mean, I do it every once in a while, but I kind of like to do it more. And as I was putting this together, I realized that the almighty music that are in these places is very, very, very high. Like, it's loud, right? But there was a point of time where I was going hard, like almost every other day, finding all kinds of crazy stuff in the wild. My wife and daughter went to the Thrift. Was not just so I could do what I'm doing right now, but obviously my daughter had something that she wanted. So she wanted a new computer desk. 9 times out of 10, I can usually find anything like that at the Thrift. This time was a dud, a miss. We went to a bunch of them, and I saw a whole ton of like shelving and stuff, which would be awesome. But of course, like the space in here isn't really going to work for that. But she was able to pick up a few other things. She found some cool clothing items that she really wanted. A pair of like black jeans she liked. I'm not going to bring that stuff up on this video to go over because it wasn't really what is pertaining to me and what I'm trying to do here, like in regards to what I'm showing you. But she got some pretty cool stuff. She saw some great things in the wild, and I really wish that we had the opportunity to have found that desk, but it just wasn't going to happen. I mean, we went to a number of these things, and usually one of them will have exactly what I'm looking for. It's just not necessarily the timing. Could be next week, could be another week. We'll keep going. We'll keep checking things out. It might not be a video out of it, but I felt that Thrift Time and Finds hasn't been around for almost 2 years now, or just about. It's going on 2 years. And I haven't been really hitting the thrifts lately in the last 2 years. I mean, I've gone every now and then, and when I was doing this video, I was like, okay, I found some cool things in the wild. I didn't think I was going to find them very interesting finds, not anything of value or anything, but just things that I'm interested in. So as I was digging through my garage, which I do roughly twice a year because I'm trying to downsize, maybe start thinking about selling some stuff, just kind of make it a little more neater, because the garage, if you think that this is a packed room, if I showed you my garage, you would think I was insane, right? But a lot of people's garages down in Florida are similar to that. They use kind of as a basement. I guess we'll have to figure it out. But anyway, the whole point of bringing it up to you is when I go through things, with all the things I bought at the Thrift, I don't always like to put them into each video. Like sometimes I may forget something, or I put something to the side, or, obviously during that time that I didn't have a place I could stay in, during Ian, a lot of the stuff kind of just got misplaced, put into different totes, and I've gone through these totes a bunch of times. I'm still finding things I didn't even realize I had. So I find it to be a rewarding thing to do. You find stuff you had no idea about. Some things I'm still looking for that, over the years, I don't know where the hell it went, or it might just be gone forever. But I was able to find some other things that I got from the Thrift. And I do have others that I saw in the totes, but I'm leaving them in there to hopefully unbury them some other day. I was able to find 2 things that I really wanted. There was a few other things here and there, but these were 2 things I was like, I can't pass up, because I don't ever see them. And I, looked them up. They're not super expensive. It's not anything like that. I just like this form of media. So we'll get to it. And then we'll get to the other things, the thrifting items from the past, because we have plenty of those apparently, and I think maybe we'll get through them in a few videos as I sprinkle in a few of the new with the old, and then hopefully we could just be up to date. But like I said, every 6 months that I do that garage, or every 3 times a year, whatever it's going to be, excuse me, if you're wondering why I'm so tired, it's actually daytime, which is unusual for me to do this. I usually do this at night. I had to go to my my job very late last night because the power went out. And, you know, when you get those kind of calls and you're in the kind of work that I do and you're in the position I'm in, gotta do what you gotta do. And I already fell asleep. You ever fall asleep, that get woken up, have to do something, and then try to go back to sleep? It's extremely difficult. At least for me it is. No matter what time of year, no matter what part of my life, I've always found that to be difficult. First things up, sorry about the glare if there's any. I have not ever seen one of these in the wild. This would be a Take 5 laser disc sampler, or laser sampler disc, I'm sorry. Now what these are is these have like little portions of the video or of the movie, and they kind of cramming it all into one. I've not seen a sampler before in the wild. Pretty cool stuff. I mean, I looked at this, I was like, wow, this is really cool. You've got, just to name a few things, Wizard of Oz, Terminator 2, Thelma and Louise, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. I'd love to get that on Laserdisc. Exactly what this is. I've never seen one of these before, so this is really cool, but I'm going to try to bring it a little closer so you can kind of see that. And that's just awesome. Finding a Laserdisc in the wild these days is kind of crazy. If you've never seen one, I've shown these off before, but I figured, you know, why not show you again, because some people may not have been here for the last time I actually pulled one of these out. It's a giant disc. It looks like a huge CD, right? Or if you don't know what CDs are, you certainly don't know what these are, but they're really cool in what it does. And it's not in bad condition. It might have a few scratches and a few blemishes, but I don't really see any rot. So these things rot just like anything else. Laserdisc interests me because it was a form of media I didn't have the opportunity to get, but I saw all the time. I think at the time, if I remember, these things could be anywhere from $30 to $60. And then the one regret that I have is these things went on clearance. You know, Laserdisc was obviously going out in the late 90s, I think it was. Yeah, I think, I'm pretty sure it was like 98 to 2000, somewhere around there. Laserdisc was being phased out. It just kind of is what it is. DVDs started to take over the market in 96. Laserdisc just, you know, wasn't selling anymore, I guess, is, you know, that's kind of the end of it. Oh, Casablanca is on this too. It's a fantastic movie. If you haven't seen that, that's a American classic, nevertheless. I saw a bunch of these on clearance. Just didn't, you know, I was still, geez, when that was going on, I didn't even think I had my first job, or I might have had my first job. Second job, something like that. Like, this was a long time ago. We're talking almost 26 years ago. It's hard to remember, but I remember being in a Sam Goody. I think that's what it was. And I saw a bunch of these. I vaguely remember the titles, but of course I saw a few horrors in there. And if you know anything about Laserdisc collecting, horror movies, that's the cream of the crop. And the cream always rises to the top, doesn't it? That's the expensive one. I wish that at that point I had the opportunity to get those. I think I remember seeing Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th. I think I saw all of them. And they were just there for the picking. And, you know, it is what it is. What can you do? If I could travel back in time, might I have gotten them? If I had the financial means, sure. But I don't think I did at that point. I think that I was still in high school. And I think I was just getting an idea of what I wanted to do with, you know, making some money and going to school at the same time or whatever. So didn't have that income needed to do that, but man, it would have been awesome. Somebody, I hope, I've seen a lot of collectors out there, hopefully they took advantage of that. We've got one more item from the present, and this was all found in one store. I looked at it and I thought it was vinyl at first, and I saw the good old Laserdisc, and it was pretty cool. So at one point in time, this was 1288 somewhere, don't know where. This is Courage Mountain. I don't believe I've ever seen this, but it has a very young Charlie Sheen. And, you know, PG movie, looks pretty cool. It's a Laserdisc. I said, why not? Might as well. This one did have its covering. It looks pretty good. I'm not going to pull it all the way out, but it looks pretty good. Overall, no complaints. And it's just something to watch, something to put on, and, you know, another piece of physical media that I've collected, which is awesome. We're just going to pull a few things out randomly and see what we can get here. At one point, this was from the Goodwill. Venom. Awesome. I think he had something on his back at some point. This is a more newer figure, but it's Venom. I think I have a Venom somewhere up there. Yeah, I see a Spider-Man, a Venom, and a Carnage. Love Venom. Love Carnage. Love Spider-Man. This is a pretty cool one because on a lot of these, I don't see the claws on them. My other one that I see up there doesn't have it, and Venom just looks sick, mad. He's gigantic. We'll find it. And with that, we got more figures. I didn't know what this was at first, and I looked it up. It's a Penguin from the newest Batman release. The Batman, I think they call it, with Robert Pattinson. This is, I can't remember the actor's name, but this is the Penguin, I'm pretty sure. I looked at the foot, and it kind of told me everything I needed to. I think, yeah, it's DC. So this is definitely the Penguin. This is awesome. I don't know why, but it's just generic bad guy looking guy. Doesn't have any of its accessories. These things were like 20, 30 bucks in the store. I got it for $2, which is pretty cool. There you go. You got your Penguin. And what else we got here? Stormtrooper. I gonna take a look here real quick because again, this is stuff I haven't looked at in years. Let me see here. My eyes aren't always the best anymore. And it looks like a later year Stormtrooper. I never had a Stormtrooper before. I have a Kylo Ren. I have a couple random other ones, but I don't have a Stormtrooper. Again, $2 at the time. Pretty cool. Just adding to the big figure collection. I thought this was awesome. I think that there was another part of this, but I don't have any representation of Crash Bandicoot. I do now. Again, like $1 or $2, whatever it may have been at the time. I think he's supposed to sit on something. Crash Bandicoot is an awesome game. I had so much fun with it. This thing is beaten to shit. I'm not going to lie to you. It's got some marks on it, but you know what? I've kind of learned to appreciate that, and it brings authenticity for me. That this at some point in time was fun for somebody, I don't know. And maybe it'd be fun for me, just something to put in the background. This is what it is. But Crash Bandicoot, if you've never played the games, they're awesome. They're challenging. I was just playing it not too long ago on my little tiny TV and one of my PlayStation ones I have. I just was like, I feel like popping Crash in. I have it for the PlayStation 4, like the little collection set. Something about putting in that disc and hearing that old school sound of PlayStation turning on just does it for me. Might do that at some point today too. Don't know. Could do a lot of things. Right here is a VHS. Don't really know why I was going for it. I think, if I'm remembering, the tape looks pretty good. I don't see any mold on it, which is great. It's kind of a little crazy to bring VHSs out in Florida because the temperature change and heat and really hot weather and really cold weather do not do anything good for these. But it all depends on the quality of the tape, you know. There's a lot of things. You can't just say, oh, if it's too hot, it's going to mold, or if it's too cold, it's going to mold. Like, they made thousands, probably upon millions of VHS tapes, I'd have to say, throughout the entire run of the VHS tape. But this one's pretty cool. I think it was something I remember seeing on, I'm trying to think here, maybe something I saw on, like, a Saturday cartoon, or maybe a Christmas special when I was younger. There's Alvin and the Chipmunks. A Chipmunk Christmas. I think that's how I remember it. I remember seeing them on TV when I was really young, but something about this really stuck out to me. Disney thing, but still cool part of the collection. It's ever growing, of course. They got a Wii game here. I didn't know that. I was still picking up Wii games, and this is how long ago this was that I probably had this. I haven't picked up Wii games in forever. I love the Medal of Honor series. My favorite one is the first one I ever played for PlayStation 1. It's not the best graphically. It has really good sound. The controls are kind of but that series, for the most part, has some great entries in it, and then would eventually lead to my appreciation for Call of Duty, right? Has that changed over the years? Am I currently very happy of where the state is and everything? Listen, we get a lot of conversation with it. I don't know. I'll leave that for another video. My Call of Duty videos don't typically do too well, and that's not really why I'm putting up videos, but there's so much to choose from. That's such a saturated video topic. It's crazy, but it's okay. It's cool. Hey, listen, some people like it. Some people are, I got plenty of other people I could watch and like, getting nukes and all this other crazy stuff and flawless runs. I just try to do my best to have fun with it. But Medal of Honor, definitely will be popping that in at some point. Maybe we'll do a review on it as well. I got my Wii games I'm looking at them. I haven't turned on the Wii in forever. Might be time to do that. Here we go with this guy. This was a pretty interesting guy here. It's a Bane. And I think it's a Bane from based on the animated series of Batman. Like the 90s one. I really wish I grabbed that complete collection. I remember seeing a few of those. I just didn't get into it, but Mark Hamill, the whole Joker thing. Seeing a bunch of videos on him just describing how much fun he had with it and just seeing people's appreciation for it. I mean, I have a few games that are based on the series. I have a Sega CD one. I have a Genesis one. Maybe I'll visit that at some point. There's so much stuff to do and not enough time. But Bane, why'd I get him? Because it's Bane and he's awesome. I forget why I grabbed this. It's been so long. There was a reason, and it had to do with that. I think I have something that I could use this for, and it's pretty cool actually. It has a wall plug and that, like a cigarette lighter and a wall plug. I've never seen one of those before. That's probably why I got it. But I could plug this in. Actually, because this is USB-A, you could actually plug in USB-C. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. You could plug in A to C. You can plug in a bunch of new things. I think this is an older one. This may have been like a GPS thing at one point, but I don't know. I thought it was cool because of that. I've never seen a cigarette lighter have the outlet as well. Like that's pretty crazy. So hopefully that was something good. Second to last, certainly not least for this portion of the bag, or one of the bags, I have a smaller one and a bigger one to go. This one right here was a PlayStation 3 camera, I believe. When the PlayStation 3 came out, I really wanted one of these really bad. I thought that it would be so cool to have this. I think this is when I started thinking about videos and YouTube and all that. And I don't think it even happened with the 4. I have one for the 5. I got it when a year or a half before I actually got the PlayStation 5. But I got the one for PlayStation 4 eventually too. This one just reminds me of that time that I tried to hunt this down so bad. I just thought it was such a cool technology. And I don't think it really did what I thought it was going to do. But I still think it's cool to have. And it's just a part of history. Again, I'm all about the history. And, maybe I'll sell it at one point. It looks like I got it at a... it looks like it might have been a Salvation Army. I'm not sure, but a couple of bucks. This right here, well, that's certainly not least. Now, the reason why I got this, because I've seen this multiple times in the wild, and it's missing this disc, or the disc is chopped up or whatever. This is probably my favorite story of Superman. I don't bring up Superman a lot, but I love the older movies, 1 through 4, I think it was, with... I can't remember the actor's name. I can't believe I'm blanking out. But you know what I'm talking about, the old school Superman. I've seen some of the older stuff, like from the 50s and everything, pretty cool. Like this one is Superman and Doomsday. I had this book. I don't know where it is. For whatever reason, the fact that something could kill Superman just really interested me. I didn't see the resurrection and all the different stuff they've done with him over the years. I have not ever found this in good condition, and I'm pretty sure that this one was good. Yeah, it's a really good looking disc. That's pristine. Want to see a pristine looking disc from the Thrift? That's it right there. That's probably the most pristine I ever found it. So let's see what else we got going on here. A few other things, and then apparently a big giant bag of goodies. This right here is some sort of component, or not component, it's the red, yellow, and white cables, and it's got multiple different things. I think this is a I've seen this before somewhere. I think you could do the GameCube, the 64, or maybe the PlayStation. It does a number of different things, but if you're trying to like hook up something like me and you don't have all your cables out, because mine are in a giant box and wrapped up, and I take a lot of pleasure and fun going through ridiculous messes of cables for whatever reason to find that one. And it's still in good condition, even though it's wrapped up and it's all crazy and everything, but I think that's why I ended up getting this. I don't really see it much. I think I've only seen this maybe twice since I've hit the Thrift. And let's see what else we got here. Oh, and we also got a controller as well. It's a Logitech controller. I think this is a PlayStation 1. And I believe, yeah, it requires batteries. Oh boy. And take out the batteries. Is that bad? Wow. Only a little bit of... I gotta take that out at some point. Batteries and things are not good. It creates... I didn't even realize the battery... No way. It's a battery that's leaked and it has the acid on it. It still worked. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Crash Nitro Kart. I don't remember if I looked in it or not. Oh yeah, it's all good. It's a good disc, everything like that. I was just talking about Crash 2. That disc is kind of crap, but most PlayStation discs work unless it has some zero scratches on it or whatever. It's PlayStation 1's a little finicky. But just felt like getting a Crash game, I suppose. And then this one right here, Jersey Girl. Not one of the most beloved Kevin Smith movies, but it's a Kevin Smith movie nonetheless. I did not have it. So we're going to go on our last bag. Hopefully this won't take forever and a minute. But I've always had an interest with Das Boot. I don't know why. I find it to be a very interesting movie. It's, I've never seen this version of it before. I think I have another version of it, but I don't know. Just something about this just said get it at the time. It's the unrated version of it. It's the uncut version, director's cut, whatever you want to call it. But Das Boot, movie I haven't watched in forever. That might be a good one to throw on. Let's see what else we got going on here. Oh wow, I have some CDs in here. All right, cool. Don't usually see me getting CDs. I don't think I've ever owned a Jimmy Buffett CD before. I think this was probably close to the time he passed away. Really good condition. I like my CDs. It looks like it has all his greatest hits on it. That's kind of what I'd be looking for. It has some pretty good music. There's a Jimmy Buffett place not too far away from me. Never been to it, but I've seen it. It looks pretty cool. Let me see here. Oh wow, we got some good ones here. We got Metallica, Master of Puppets. How could you go wrong with that? Apparently it belonged to a Carla at one point. Okay. Collective Soul. It's another thing from the 90s. Another band. Pretty cool. Typo Negative. Very, very cool band. I want to see if it actually has the... Does it have the instructions? Is there instructions? Yeah, it does. Okay, yeah, it has everything. It's not... Yeah, it's just one that I have not seen out in the wild before. Really good band. I like a song that's on that I Know What You Did Last Summer soundtrack. It's called Summer Breeze. It's I think it's an interpretation or a remake of an older song, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't usually get too many CDs, but you know, I might have gotten a few of them today. Oh yeah, can't go wrong with this one. Another CD. Bob Seger's Greatest Hits. I also have it on vinyl as well. Love to just pop things in when I'm trying to edit, whether I'm doing whether I play games or listen to music or whatever it may be. Just like doing that, so I like kind of having that stuff around. It just reminds me of a much different time. I must have gotten some pretty good CDs because this is a pretty big haul for CDs. Now, let me see here. What is this? Yeah, I don't know what this is. I don't even know why I got this, but actual Miles Henley's Greatest Hits. Not a clue. Sorry for the glare. It's just what happens with CDs. I have no idea why I got that. I know why I got this. It's Mamas and the Papas. You can't go wrong with that. Greatest hits from Mothers of the Puppets. Come on. I'm into all kinds of music. Oh, yeah, I think I remember this day. I found a bunch of these all at once, and this was a crazy haul. The Byrds' Greatest Hits. Byrds are another great group. Need I say more? A Pantera CD that I've seen multiple times, but it always had a ripped up disc, or it just looked like, crap. This has a ton of things on there. It's the live versions of Pantera. It's not something I've seen very often. When I did, it just wasn't in the condition I wanted to be in. Boston, their first CD. Need I say more? I think you got a pretty good idea of my taste in music. Maybe you don't. I have all kinds of stuff. And, I like rap, rock, classic, heavy, death metal. I like it all. Country, I've even gotten into a little country. Music's just great. It's definitely a good place to clear your head and kind of get perspective. Or just have fun, sit around with your friends. Eric Clapton. Greatest hits. Probably like 10,000 of these that have been released that I remember at least. So I think that may be it for the CDs. And I think we got some games here. So we'll go over those last, just in true Thrift Time and Finds fashion. That's usually how we do it. The games for last. Let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, this was a good one. I was so upset when I couldn't find this, but I knew I found it. And I found multiple versions of these, and the condition of them was just garbage. Luckily for me, no mold, had to look at it. It's funny because I may include this in this video, I'm not sure. May include another video. Power Rangers is back and in full swing. I think there may be a new series coming out. There's a new figure line, it's called Reignition. And it just so happens to be that we finally found a decent copy of the VHS, Power Rangers the movie. Which is awesome. I haven't seen this in forever. I think once this movie started to come out, that's when I started to kind of get out of the Power Rangers and kind of move on to other things. But man, when I saw this display, and I hope I still have these pictures. I'm gonna show it to you. We're gonna sprinkle in little things like that in these videos because I think it's necessary. I think it's needed. I was like blown away. I was like, a Rita Repulsa, full figure. There's the putties, right? The putty squad, like the little gray guys that they fight or whatever. Couldn't find the putties. Of course, you can never find the putties. Even back in the day, it was impossible to find the putties. They got Goldar. All the Rangers, of course, they had those cool little head things. I think I have one. Like, they've re-released it before, but they're like going like hog wild with this. Yeah, I do have one in the background. I have a lot of Green Ranger stuff, so I thought this was pretty cool. This is a very early on Heath Ledger movie, and I've never seen it before. And it was at Blockbuster in March 20th of 2000, and then ended up at some books place for 99 cents. I got it for 99 cents at the Thrift. Really cool. I don't remember when this movie was released. I just think it looks pretty cool because it's a Heath Ledger movie, and shouldn't need any introduction to all you horror aficionados. Cujo. I wanted this so bad on VHS. This movie scared the crap out of me when I saw it. And I saw it in the 80s, so I was really young. This movie was something different. I finally would end up tracking down Man's Best Friend. It reminds me a lot of this. It's just got some weird CGI and a very almost artificial story, but I still like it. It's got Lance Hankerson in it. Need I say any more about him? He's been in all the cool action movies and Aliens and horror movies and Pumpkinhead and all kinds of other stuff. And then we've got Automation Transformation. It's a Dimension Extreme movie. Unrated and undead. I used to do something similar to this with these tags on the top of the VHS, on top of the DVDs. But I used to put them on my first car. I just thought it was so cool. And if I did that here, like, I don't know why I did it, but it's just something I like doing. Same thing with the CDs. I used to put the CD ones all over my like CD holder thing or whatever. But yeah, looks pretty cool. It's a zombie movie. I don't know if it's any good because some of these are good, bad. Some of these are bad, good, and some of these are horrible. But it's a zombie movie. I figured I'd give it a try. And we got last and certainly not least, you got some more games. Not a whole ton, but some. I got a 360 game in here. That's kind of weird. Gran Turismo 5 Extra Large Edition. I really like the first Gran Turismo. I like the second one as well. Something about those. Just really good. I've never really got into the other ones, but I got it. World War II Aces. I have no idea what this is. I've got a thing for flying games, like where you can fly in airplanes and stuff like that. I think it's cool. Always wanted to, but I'm not really a fan of being that high up in the air. Just not. Maybe if I was driving it, maybe. Another Medal of Honor game I think I found at some point in time, somewhere down the line. These things are all mixed up, so I can't remember everything. But it had a Battlefield 4 beta, which is pretty cool. Battlefield 6 coming out. A lot of people are liking it. And last and certainly not least, I have a pretty good conditioned Xbox Celebrity Deathmatch. This game is awesome. It's funny. You got to have a certain sense of humor for it. I think I have it for PlayStation 2, and now I have it for Xbox. I don't know if there's any differences in them. I remember how hard it was to find this when it first came out. At least for me it was. I don't know if I was looking for an Xbox, PS2. I think it would have been PS2 I was looking for it because I sold my Xbox to get my original PS2, which I really regretted and finally found one in the thrift. But yeah, it's something cool to add. So that's all the stuff that I have unearthed so far from my previous thrifting experiences. Got some pretty cool things here. Let me know in the comment section down below, what was your favorite thing I happened to grab? Was it the Laserdisc, the newer stuff? Or was it some of the older things, CDs, figures? Crash Bandicoot finally had some Crash Bandicoot love into this crazy place we call the Game Room, the Room of Doom, along with the Closet of Doom that, it's not too bad, but could be better. 301 awesome, amazing people have subscribed to House of Fun and Video Games. Join the fam. Come back, comment, like, share, all that other happy horse shit. Support the channel. And we get into some great conversations. We can only do so much on YouTube and this platform, so I have created a few different avenues for us to actually conversate on. One being Facebook, Jason's House of Fun and Video Games. We can take the conversation to a different level. You can show me pictures of your game room, pictures of stuff you found at the thrift, pictures of other stuff, pictures of things falling from the sky. Maybe you found a grail in the trash. Who knows? We get into much more detailed, greater conversations on there. Always have fun chatting it up and entering it up with people about whatever the hell it is happens to go on, whether it's the video or, hey, I found this or whatever. Always have fun doing that, so just remember that'll be in the link down below. You can check it out, and let's get into a much deeper conversation. Let's have fun. Another place to reach me is TikTok at Jason's House of Fun and Video Games. I do a lot of different things on there. I will post this video that, once it's done, I put little clips in there just to kind of give people, a chance to grow my audience, because I think TikTok is the reason why I've grown to 301 subs. I honestly think that. You can also reach me at Twitter, Jason's House of Fun and Video Games. Of course, that link, like all links, will be in the description down below. Other videos that we'll see on here, obviously the Thrift Time and Finds. We make our triumphant return after 2 years of silence. It's kind of funny. If you watch wrestling, you watch specifically WWE, somebody else just returned after 2 years absence. That's weird that I did this at the same time, and not intentional at all, but very close to it, right? That's just strange. Let me know if you know what the hell I'm talking about, or I'm just sounding crazy. Other videos that we do on here, let's play some video games. We pop in a video game, have some fun, talk some shit, see how you like it. Go down the lane of nostalgia. Nostalgia lane. Go picking one of these great titles up and actually play it as opposed to talking about it. Definitely a fun time. I haven't put one of those up in a while. Gotta do that soon. I've been playing a whole bunch of games. Toy Story. I finally beat Maximum Carnage after over 20 years trying to do that. Toy Story, I'm still looking into the future as I've gotten further and further and further. I still got about another 6 levels to figure out, but Toy Story is another good one. Great stories. to come with that game. But for another video, of course, eBay Time and Buys. We buy some stuff off eBay. We bring it to you, the viewer. You decide whether it was a good buy or not. And then eBay Time and Buys Revisited, even though we don't have many of most of those, but I could do the Revisited. I've got a few more things I've got. I just don't buy a lot on there anymore, honestly. And it's not because I don't want to. It's just don't. I don't know. Like I said, like, I've gotten to that point where, I don't know, like something's really going to catch my eye. It's going to be something really cool. But I like the platform. I like being able to see what's out there and like seeing something I haven't seen forever or whatever. So eBay Time and Buys Revisited, though, that's when we look at a purchase made by your boy here and see if he got duped. A few times I may have gotten duped. And other times, not duped so bad. And maybe another time after that, great buy. No question about it. All of them were great prices. It's just one in particular will always be a nail in my side. It really is. It has to do with Popful Mail. So check it out. You'll understand why and why I have such a love for that game. And it's just the Sega CD. And man, that game's so expensive. But I gotta eventually track it down. We've got to track down Popful Mail. I'd rather just see it at the Thrift. Because it is possible I found one Sega CD game at the Thrift. And it's a $500 game. It's crazy. So plenty of things for you to watch. Things I brought to you that maybe you want to figure out, what is he talking about? Well, there's plenty of avenues you can go down. And, of course, there's movie reviews that I did before. I've done one of them. I don't know if it's something I'll continue with. I think I need to understand when I'm doing more the format. I'd like to include some video clips, but again, you're getting into some muddy territory. I don't know how that all works. So eventually I'll bring something to it. I did Friday the 13th. I thought it went okay. But I think it could be better. Hopefully this video comes out good. Long live Friday the 13th. That's a wrap. That's a riggedy wrap. Now that we've done that, we've yanted it up long enough. What are we going to do while we edit this video? Could play some games. Could watch a movie. Could figure out what I'm going to do with all this shit. Could figure that out. Or, it's not shit. It's good shit. But it's shit nevertheless. Or, maybe it's time to take a trip down memory lane. And it happens to be a lane I've never been down. Because I've never seen a sample of Laserdisc movies. So, I guess that's what we'll do. Take care, folks. You have a wonderful day. We'll see each other very, very soon, I'm sure.